6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hey everybody. Can't
How
believe
are
it's
ya?
already Monday.
Yeah.
I am okay. I feel like I'm coming down with something. I'm suddenly hoarse
Oh.
and feeling a little But I mean, generally I am completely fine, but I just realized, like, listen to my voice. I didn't sound like this all day. Shit.
Rude. Yeah. Well, good.
Well, and also, if you notice the eyelid droop, it's okay. Don't worry. I know about it. It's minor. It'll go away.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it. I hope tomorrow. It's driving me insane.
You know, I thought it looked better yesterday, and today it's kind of droopy again, but maybe if you're feeling tired, it's probably.
I am, and that's one thing that I notice is, like, it's real bad when I first get up. So bad that almost, like, I feel like my eyes don't track together. And then it'll get better all through the day, and then about evening when I start getting a little bit tired, then it gets bad again. So.
Yeah.
Darn thing.
Well, we had a good weekend. Lots of fun
we
stuff.
Did.
We went to a Brazilian steakhouse Saturday night, and that was freaking awesome. Then Sunday night, we went to our sister Kara's house for our family. Our family gathers weekly for a meal and to play games and stuff. And we started doing that a long time ago when our grandparents, our dad's parents, had gotten just too old and too lonely to stay out on their farm, clear out in the boonies anymore. So we had helped them to sell their home and move into town, but they were still lonely. And, you know, we were just finding that with our busy lives and our kids and stuff that we weren't like carving out time for them like we needed to. So we had instigated what we've always called cards because they were card players. We played pinochle with them. And so every Sunday night we get together and share a meal and play cards and or some other game. And we just take turns going to whoever's house. We make a plan and everybody brings, you know, some kind of potluck thing that we share. And yeah, we've been doing this now. Well, since my kids were little, I mean, we've been doing cards for 20 years. More.
Easily. Yeah.
Yeah. And we rarely
nobody
miss
wants
a Sunday.
to miss, man. Yeah.
Right. Well, we have a lot of fun, but also it keeps us connected, and it also helps us stay connected to the kids because, you know, we talk to each other and our other sister, Kara, all week long. We have a group chat. We're constantly talking about something, doing something. You know, you and I do the podcast together. But it keeps us connected with all the kids, too. I think it's really helped us to have a stronger relationship, a more supportive relationship with all of the nieces and nephews as well.
It's awesome. I love that part of it, that we just know all of our kids much better because we get to see them on a very regular basis. And I love it.
Yeah.
And we went out to eat on Saturday night to the Brazilian place to celebrate Rhonda and I's 26th anniversary. Can you imagine? Can I imagine? Rhonda and I have been together more than half my life now. So that is wild. Yeah. So it was fun.
I love it. Very good. Nice. Well, we've got all kinds of crime, but before that, well, more crime, but let's talk briefly about Lori F. Vallow. You may have seen the news that she's doing the news.
I'm stunned by this.
She is doing a Dateline interview with Keith Morrison on Friday night.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of trailers for it where she's assuring Keith that she'll tell them the real truth. Oh, dear God, I can't even imagine what this is going to be.
I mean, we've heard her version of the real truth a time or two now, and oh my God, is it not the truth?
I just want to know if Keith is going to keep her feet in the fire or if he's just going to play with the nonsense and let her go. So
just let her go, right?
Right. But also, Lori's trial starts in less than a month.
Yeah.
What is she doing to the jury pool?
Yeah. This is so ill-advised. But, you know, her attorney would tell her not to do this, and well, she's her own attorney, so yeah, tough luck, huh?
What do they say? The person who represents themselves has a fool for an attorney, something along those lines. Yeah.
And that is like 9,000,000% true right here this time.
Well, and the irony is there is a trial starting, or a trial, there's a hearing, there's a trial starting, we know that. There's a hearing on the 11th of this month. I don't know if we'll be allowed to stream it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to stream it. If not, we'll have the recap on it. But one way or another, we'll share it with you. But here's what they're going to be talking about. There's 6 bullet points. Jury selection, schedule, and process. Okay, normal. This basic scheduling of the trial. The state's motion in limine, R.E. Tylee Ryan's statements. And the state's motion in limine, R.E. Alex Cox's statements. Because just like they want it to, they don't want to allow Tylee's statements. They don't want to allow Alex's either because he's deceased. You can't cross that.
Right. Well, they were both big fat liars in that situation, honestly, so.
The defendant's 2 separate motions for specific discovery. 1, communications between assigned deputy, county attorney, and law enforcement agencies. And 2, video interviews. And 1. I went in backwards order. I guess I should have cleared that up because I really wanted to save the best for last because this is so freaking ironic. I can't stand it. Court TV's camera request and the defendant's objection thereto. Lori, you can't go on the news and do a big interview out of one side of your mouth and out of the other cry to the judge that you don't want the news to cover you. Do you understand how that works?
What? Like you want to control who gets to tell your story? Like, lady, let's get real here.
Yeah. That is bananas. Likely won't be all that effective. I can't imagine. Arizona has been very transparent, and the judge has said over and over again, that's the law. Like, cameras can be in the courtroom. That's the law. But Lori's like, but Court TV is airing my likeness every day running ads, and I'm not getting paid for that. Baby girl, you don't get paid for the crimes you commit. That's the law.
Right. That is the law.
Also, like the sheriff said, we don't have Court TV in our TV system. So she's not watching Court TV here.
No, so somebody's feeding her that.
Yep. So there's all that going on.
That is wild.
Yep.
All of this is wild. But I cannot believe we're less than a month away from her trial.
Yeah, eat your Wheaties, kids, because this is coming real fast.
We will be streaming it. We will be streaming it on our trials channel. And then we'll be doing the way we usually do trials, which is to come back here and do our updates on a regular channel.
This is going to be the belligerent turd circus of the century. However,
yes, it is.
I think she won't be as belligerent, like openly belligerent, excuse me, as Darrell Brooks. But I think she will be much whinier and more of a big damn baby. That's my guess.
Yeah. And just constantly in trouble for saying shit she's not supposed to say. Like, Jesus knows me, and there were no murders here.
Well, and arguing about things that are insignificant or that don't, isn't the, her interpretation of the law is incorrect, things like that. It'll be all of those things.
Yeah, where she, like how she already told the judge that she didn't see any evidence of her guilt in all of the discovery she'd been given. Like, good God, woman.
When are they going to turn something over to me that means I'm guilty? Because none of this does.
Holy shit, man. Yeah.
So it's going to get interesting. I would imagine that those two poor people, that man and woman that are her counselors, per se, what are they calling them? Her.
I just like
they're
to
the public
backup
defenders.
dancers.
Yes, they're her advisors, right? I'll bet those two are just, especially the woman. I don't know her name. I apologize. I need to learn it. Uh, this already seemed a little out of her scope and very stressful. Can you imagine now? She's probably having panic attacks at night, laying in bed wondering what in the fresh hell this trial is going to be like and what she
Oh,
is going to
Lord.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that you can do to try to rein in Lori because she's not going to
Lord.
tolerate any of it. I mean, I am sure they told her, don't do this interview, dummy.
If
But,
she even asked them at all.
right?
Actually, let's pretend for just a moment that they learned about it on TV. And they were like, Lori Vallow's doing what? They're calling each
Holy
other,
shit.
texting each other. Holy shit, did you just see? Oh my God. Yeah. Because I'll bet she didn't talk to him about it at all. Lori does
She probably
whatever
didn't.
Lori wants.
And now that she's got the reins, man.
Yep.
Like, wow. Well, Keith Morrison's a pretty shady dude. Can be.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what
I'm
he
here
has
for
to
it,
say.
Keith. Do not let us down. Yeah.
No.
But that's just a portion of what we've got today. We've got quite a bit, actually. So I'm going to kick it over to you for gun crimes.
Yes. Well, friends, I never wanted to have to show you this guy's face again, but here we go. Robert Crimo III, which he is the scariest looking human, one of the scariest I think I may have ever seen. He is
Indeed.
terrifying. So if you recall, he is the suspect in the Highland Park mass shooting at the 4th of July parade. He's been charged with 69 counts of murder and attempted murder in a shooting that killed 7 people and wounded almost 50. So his trial just began, and this happened in 2022, by the way. His trial just began, and then it ended because Robert Crimo decided to plead guilty.
Yeah.
Totally of his own volition.
Mm-hmm.
There is no plea deal here. There was no offer of a deal. He is pleading guilty to all 69 counts, to 100% of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I have to give a few props there because at least the victims' families and the surviving victims don't have to go through this hideous trial, which it would be hideous. It would be very difficult for so many people.
Absolutely. It's the only kindness he's ever showed any of these people, but truly cannot have to put any of them through a trial. Thank God.
And he will get life in prison. Illinois does not have the death penalty, so he will. The thing is, I mean, the dude was going away for life no matter what.
Oh,
I mean, with this many counts, everything that was happening, the state was like, yeah, we don't need to give you a plea deal because we have you dead to rights. So honestly, I mean, I guess I have to appreciate
the state
that
had a mountain of evidence.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I do have to say that I appreciate that at least he, and I doubt he did it for them, he probably did it for himself, but that he has chosen to not go through with the trial.
Yeah.
Let's see. He will be sentenced in April 23rd.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be, how many death penalties or how many life sentences can you give one person? I guess Lori Vallow knows she already has 3.
69, I hope, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this could be right on par with Darrell Brooks, who was convicted by a jury and was given 1,000 years in prison, which, that's pretty moot. Crimo's mother, Denise Pacina, yelled out in court after her son's attorney announced the change of plea. She yelled, "There's a court order on this." I'm not really sure what that means. If there was something that we don't know of, she was called to the bench and admonished by the judge. and told her if she wanted to stay in the courtroom, she had to sit down and be quiet. And she was able to, but I don't know what that means by there's a court order on this. His attorney, or no, not his attorney, the prosecutor said, Reinhardt, he said he made a free decision to plead guilty on every single count that the trial team and this law enforcement team was about to present to the jury. He received nothing in exchange for this plea today. We were 1,000% ready to go to trial and present evidence today.
Wow.
They learned the same time as everybody else that he was going to change his plea.
Wow.
The Highland Park mayor was very relieved that they don't have to go through this.
Yeah.
They said the trial was to last 3 to 5 weeks in the whole community. Ashley Beasley, who is a shooting survivor, was at the parade with her 6-year-old child. Said she felt relief and shock. Right? Wouldn't you be so surprised that he took it clear to this point?
Yeah.
And then changed his mind? Everybody is pretty shocked about it, but jury selection started last week, and he gave no sign that he was going to change his plea at that point, which I don't know, like, what the hell happened here that he turned after all of that?
Maybe the thought of going through trial was just unbearable to him.
Maybe it was
just one step too scary. I don't know. But
yeah. So
what in the world goes wrong in someone's life or someone's head?
Yeah.
That they would do this. And you guys might remember he was a SoundCloud rapper kid and had terrifying songs and videos that indicated school shootings and other acts of violence. Like, this kid was scary as hell. The police had been at his family's house multiple times because of big incidences where he was threatening to kill his parents. And
well, and his dad faced some charges for providing some of the weaponry. His dad is one of the parents.
He helped him buy an AR, right?
Yeah, because he was too young. He signed for him.
Yeah.
He committed this crime when he was 20, I think. He's 24 now.
There was even some graffiti on the side of their house that was playing out a shooting.
Yeah, like, and yet his dad helped him buy a semi-automatic weapon.
Yeah, after all of the terrifying things he'd already done.
Yeah. So, it's good news for the people of that community, for the victims and their families. And, he's going to go away forever, and that's what was going to happen anyway. So I think it's a relief for everyone involved, but it is still kind of shocking when somebody goes all the way to starting trial.
Yeah.
And then changes their mind. Pretty wild.
Yeah, it would be interesting to understand what made that
decision.
decision.
Will we ever get a reason for
and
why
obviously his mother didn't know that was happening.
No, it was like no one knew. He just decided. Really, really wild. Well,
Mama, Katie, you didn't think he was going to get off on these charges, right? Like,
I know. I'm not sure what that was or why. At this point, I don't even know why it matters, honestly.
Yeah.
With the charges racked up against him, like, and the evidence against him, it's not like there's any question that he was the guy.
Yeah.
So with that, Katie, I'm going to kick the mic over to you for our main case.
Okay. This is an MMIW case that was sent in to us by a listener. And this little girl, well, her story deserves to be told and her face deserves to be seen. I want to introduce you to Emily Pike. Emily was 14 years old. She had been living in a group home facility, like a foster children type facility in Mesa, Arizona. She had been known to run away in the past, and she appears to have run away again on the 27th of January.
Okay.
The police were called. They were looking for her. 1 week later, her mother received some contact from a social worker letting her know that Emily had been missing for a week.
Oh, no. She didn't know for a whole week?
She didn't know for a whole week.
Oh, shit.
This was the missing poster that went out to the community, though what I'm seeing from comments from people in the community is that they did not know there was a missing kid. There wasn't a lot of publicity on this case at all. But at any rate, she was only 4'10", tiny kid.
Oh, my God.
So she was last seen again on the 27th in Mesa, and that was the last anybody had seen her.
Okay.
And again, a week later, her mother was contacted, and so then her family knew. She is a member of the Navajo Nation, and there was some speculation that maybe she was trying to get back to her family, or perhaps she had met someone or was just, just trying to get the hell out of there. So any of those things could be possible. We don't really know.
Sure.
Where she was going or why. So they had been looking for her. There are some people, some of her family members saying that they don't feel like they were really looking for her that hard. It is so hard when kids are deemed a runaway. That is, unfortunately, in a lot of communities, seems to be a ticket for the police to not look that hard for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially a kid that has
We've
a history
a
of running away. Yeah. So unfortunately, this is what we see often when kids run away, that they go, they're probably just off with their boyfriend. They'll come back. I don't know that that's what the Mesa police did, but her family has been dissatisfied in certain ways with what has happened.
She's only 14. God, she's just little.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and clearly had a pretty tumultuous start. So fast forward to, oh, I'm sorry, she was Apache. I knew Navajo didn't seem right. I had to check that back out. She was from the San Carlos Apache tribe. I apologize for that.
Okay.
Fast forward to Valentine's Day. And in neighboring Gila County, some bags were found in the woods.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, in those bags were a portion of her remains.
Oh, God.
Big, like garbage bag, contractor's type bags. Her head was found, her torso, her legs, her hands and arms are missing. Why do you suppose that is? Because she fought back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
And that's where the DNA
defensive
would be.
Defensive wounds. Yep.
I'm guessing it was defensive wounds.
I think you're totally right about that.
They searched and searched
the area.
That would be a
forensic countermeasure.
Yeah. Law enforcement searched the area. They're saying extensively. Couldn't come up with those other body parts at all.
God, that's hideous.
But then the police, and this is why we get into these situations where people don't trust the police. And there's been a very rough relationship between a lot of the tribes and the police anyway. So on the day that those remains were found, there was a brief post on Facebook by the Gila County Sheriff's Office. And then it was deleted. And so people were like, what the hell? So then on the 26th, they put out this press release. Sheriff Adam J. Shepard would like to release the following information regarding the Facebook post that has been in circulation about the remains located off Highway 60 North Milepost 277 on Forest Service Road 355. On February 14th, the remains of an unidentified female were found. The Gila County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police, began an investigation. Due to circumstances, it was decided that further information needed to be investigated before any public notification. There was no indication that there was an active threat to the community. Are you kidding me? I get so tired of hearing that.
A dismembered child is not a threat to the community? Really?
Unfortunately, the information on Facebook was intended only for law enforcement agencies and was leaked. So they posted on Facebook on accident, apparently.
On their own account? It was leaked on their own account?
Yeah.
Boy.
GCSO detectives are currently working long hours to make a positive identification and find any information and evidence, which, sure, of course, I hope you are. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
But so that made people go, what the hell? And why are you posting that and then deleting that? Like, what is going on? It just adds to the distrust. So then, on the 27th, one day later, they put out this statement. Sheriff J. Adam Shepherd would like to release the following information regarding the Facebook post that has been in circulation about the remains located off Highway 60 North Milepost 277 on Forest Service Road 355. On February 14, 2025, the remains of an unidentified female were found. The Gila County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police, began an investigation. On February 27, 2025, the unidentified female has been identified as a juvenile from the San Carlos Apache tribe who was reported as a missing runaway juvenile out of the Mesa Police Department. Next of kin has been notified. GCSO is working with several law enforcement agencies to investigate all information and evidence. This is an active homicide investigation. If anyone has any information, please contact the Gila County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Adam J. Shepherd would like to send, or J. Adam Shepherd would like to send our condolences from the Sheriff's Office to the family and friends of the young female. They do not know who did this. At least that's what they're saying. Her mother did an interview with the news a day or two ago saying that they told her that they have 3 suspects, but that they haven't been named yet. So I don't know. No arrests have been made as of the time of this, the airing of this show. So we don't know.
They're probably keeping that under their hat until they're for sure.
I would imagine. I hope there is an arrest in this. My God. It's just heartbreaking.
Right?
So all of the kids that she lived with at the group home are incredibly frightened and traumatized.
Right?
Her family.
Oh, man. As I used to run a group home like that, I cannot imagine.
Yeah. Her friends, everybody. Her mom said she was an artist. She loved art. She said she was an amazing little drawer and painter, and that she had every intention of going to college and majoring in art. That's what she wanted to do. But instead, she is now 14 forever. It's just incredibly sad and frustrating.
Yes, it is. Do we know why she was living in a foster situation?
No.
Okay. Just wondered.
We don't even know for sure that she was a foster child, except for that the foster parents like advocacy group out of Arizona did a big interview about her and about this situation and about how we have these foster kids that are from the tribes that just want to get back home, and so they do run away because they just want to go home. And
they do. We had 2 or 3 in the time that I worked at a group home, because we don't live very far from a reservation, and they do.
Yeah.
And there's no good services for kids who need extra care for one reason or another that keeps them in their home location and with their tribe, and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
And these kids do run often. And who wouldn't,
Yeah. And in these group home situations, they usually are foster kids, but we can't say 100% that she was a foster kid. But for whatever reason, she was living in a group home.
Yeah. And there can be a lot of reasons for that, honestly. She could have been in foster care. It could have been a voluntary placement situation where maybe her behavior was out of control and mom needed extra help.
Yeah.
Maybe she was being held because she was suicidal and didn't. In Idaho, there are group homes, on like the one that I used to work in, that if a suicidal kid didn't quite meet criteria for hospitalization, but the family was still afraid of that child being home and they weren't sure that they could provide enough supervision, then they can go into a group home type situation for their safety and for mental health services and treatment. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why she could have been there.
Sure. I mean, all of that just tells us that she was a vulnerable child that, unfortunately, has come to an incredibly sad end. And
is it just too soon to have any idea of like how long she's been dead?
Yeah, I believe she was missing for 18 days before they found her body. 16 days. 18, I think it was 18
she missing
days before they found her body.
Pretty much that whole time?
Yeah, we don't know.
You know, she deceased. It makes you wonder if she was in contact with someone who lured her away.
I know. That's the thing that made me, that's my suspicion, but yeah.
That's so sad. Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. So all of our love goes out to her family and her friends, everybody who loved Emily, and everyone who is shocked and traumatized by this event. Always have to feel for law enforcement that come across crimes like this, that get to open those bags, that get to witness this unbelievable shift in humanity. It's just terrifying.
Yeah.
So,
yes, it is.
At any rate, Emily Pike, she was born May 16th. Her mom said they'll throw the biggest birthday party this year to celebrate Emily.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they will. They do have a GoFundMe. You can find that online if you're interested in that. It looks like they put a fair amount of money together for a funeral for her.
Good.
As well, they should be able to do that. So we're going to keep a close eye on this one. I really, really hope an arrest is made here at some point and that somebody is held accountable for these unspeakable things that were done to her. There is an autopsy, moving forward because as of now, they did say that she had quite a bit of damage to her head and face, but they didn't have a cause of death at this time. So I'm sure an autopsy will unveil that over time, but that's what we know.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to kick it back over to you for a crime news update.
Yes. Well, this is an old case with not the update I wish we had, but kind of an update. You may remember this guy. This is John Skelton. John Skelton, in 2010, took his 3 sons, Andrew, who was 9, Alexander, 7, and Tanner, who was 5, for Thanksgiving, and then never returned them to their mother. This was in Michigan, and no one has ever seen those boys again. You probably remember this case. We've talked about it before. These are the boys. And so their poor mother, who I cannot even imagine the hell of this. Her name is Tanya Zuvers. She has believed for a long time that her children are dead and that they were killed by their father. Mm-hmm. John went to prison for 15 years for not returning the children to their mother.
Okay.
But he's never been charged with their murders because they've never found their bodies. And they've never got John to admit to anything because he is a shitty coward, honestly. And weirdly enough, 2 things are happening this year. The first is that Tanya Zuvers, their mother, is seeking to have these boys declared dead by the courts.
Sure. Yeah.
She said she's ready to be able to put a death date on their headstone and be able to have some kind of closure.
Sure.
Absolutely everyone believes that these boys are dead.
So this was in 2010?
This was in 2010. Yeah, these kids have been missing for 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are several reasons to believe that they are dead. Police had traced John's phone to Ohio at 4 a.m. and back to Michigan after 6 a.m. So he left the state. He was in Michigan, went to Ohio, came back, and they think that's at some point he disposed of these children's bodies. They also made some pretty unsettling discoveries when they searched his residence. They found a noose hanging from the second floor. And there was an open Bible with a verse circled and a note that appeared to be for the children's mother, which read, "You will hate me forever, and I know this."
Oh.
Yeah. Also, a pastor Pastor Burris, went to visit John to try to figure out what the hell was going on, and he said, "I sent them home." So,
yeah,
you know, what can you do? Mm-hmm. Weirdly, he also said that the boys would hibernate until they graduate. What? Somehow implying that he had put them somewhere that they were being kept alive. Like
of course.
This was 100% to torture their mother.
Their mother, yeah.
Which is just so disgusting. Mm-hmm. And she really wants to be able to, you know, in sort of some way lay them to rest. And so she's going before the court to have them declared dead. John also will be released from prison this year on November 29th, which is my birthday. Fuck you, John. You don't get my birthday. Because he's been denied parole in the past because he was sentenced to 15 years. Mm-hmm. And so he will have served his entire sentence.
Oh my God.
John was in court this week as a part of the death declaration stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. But he has declined to participate because he says, everyone has got lawyers. I don't. I'm at a disadvantage. Anything I say isn't going to make a difference. Are you fucking kidding me, you asshole? The thing that you could say would make a difference is, I killed them and this is where they are.
Yeah.
15 years of torturing their mother isn't enough for you, you piece of shit. And he's getting out of prison in November.
That's horrific.
So, yeah, it is.
And you just know somebody with a slew of kids is going to date him. You just know they will.
Right? Right.
You just know it.
Yeah. You know, their mother for a long time hoped that he had just like given them to someone or something to keep them from her. But I mean, 15 years is too long. There's just no way at this point.
I'm sorry, if you say you sent them home,
deceased.
I think that says it all.
Right. I think that it does. Many things that he said and did around the time that they disappeared make it very clear that he killed them and they've been dead this entire time.
Yeah.
But I don't know
this has always
if
been
he
exactly
will ever.
What it looked like.
Yeah, I do too. The police do. Everyone does. Mm-hmm. But unless they can find their bodies, they will never be able to charge him. That is so unfathomable to me.
Tired of that. I was just thinking the other day about Oakley Carlson in Washington.
Yeah.
From Grace Harbor, Washington, whom her parents have never been charged with a damn thing about Oakley. No. She was 5 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah.
And just vanished.
This is a huge hole in our system, and we've seen it over and over and over again. That if your kids disappear and they never find their bodies, they can't charge you. Even though if you are their parents, their legal guardians, responsible for their safety, and you can't prove anyone kidnapped them, and this case was never a suspected kidnapping.
No, well, it was.
It was never
it was a parental kidnapping.
Yeah, it was a parental kidnapping, but he never alleged that someone else kidnapped them from him.
Yeah.
How can he not be charged? He was the responsible adult with them, and they have been missing for 15 years. How can they not be charged? He not be charged. It's just disgusting. They charged him with everything that they could under the law, which got him in prison for 15 years. But he's going to get out and be a free man because he served all his time.
Yeah.
And those little boys are still missing.
And will always be missing.
The cruelty of this for their mother and other people who love these kids
And the
is
kids. Yeah.
out. Well, yeah, of course. It's just unfathomable why you would be this hateful.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
fuck you, John Skelton. I wish you had another 50 years in prison. But it's likely that they will grant the death declaration because, I mean, there's never been any sign of these babies since they went missing.
No. And there never will be. Oh. Right. Will he go back to where the bodies are located? That's a good point. Kathy said that too. Kathy and Kristi both in the chat. They
I've
hope they
wondered, but
follow him.
he's got to know that they're going to follow him and keep a
Mm-hmm.
very close eye on him in hopes that he will give something away.
Mm-hmm.
But is he,
Yeah.
does he have enough self-control to not revisit? I don't know.
Yeah.
But he is a stone cold psychopath.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yikes. Thank you, Linda. Yes, I did get a haircut.
You did. It's super cute.
Yeah, I like it. But anyway, that's what's up with John Skelton and his poor little kids and
hate it.
Poor mama. My heart goes out to her. I cannot imagine. Can you imagine having to go before a court and ask them to declare your own children dead?
Yeah.
And maybe there's something to do with this also. Maybe there's going to be a civil suit after he's released. And that's part of wanting to get them declared dead before he's released. I don't know. That's not what's being reported, but sometimes there are legal reasons for it as well.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder.
Mm-hmm. But I can also see the need for closure too, and just wanting to put a pin in this.
Yes, I mean, how do you get past feeling like you have to look for your kids?
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Me neither. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure we'll report again when he gets released.
Mm-hmm.
To try to warn all of the women of the world, don't date this fool.
No.
I mean, for fuck's sake, maybe he's already remarried while he's in prison. You just never know.
Here's his dumb face.
Women
Pay attention.
love this stuff somehow.
I know. Some women are sure that he's innocent or they can change him or whatever. Don't do it. No. He'll kill your kids too.
Yeah, or you, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Paula. Dolly Parton's husband died today. They were married for 60 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
All of our love to Queen Dolly.
I don't even want to think about a world without Dolly Parton in it.
Right.
She's a little bright spot still.
She
has been her entire life.
We had Dolly and Betty White, and now the sun, the whole world darkened just a little when Betty died. Now, not that Dolly has died, but her husband has, and she's definitely getting older. And
yeah, she is.
Yeah,
that is rough.
It is rough. All righty. Well, we're gonna go. That's what we did, but we will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Time for another episode. We'll be back at 6 p.m. Wednesday and 3 p.m. on Thursday. If you're a patron, be sure that you check it out. Our February Patreons are posted. We did a cat cult that you really have to check out. You have to see it to believe it.
You do. And if you live in Tennessee, definitely you need to keep an eye on that woman. I don't know what the hell she's going to do next, but yikes.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yep. And I did an old murder out of Toronto. Oh, fairly old murder out of Toronto that we'd never covered before, though you guys may have heard of it before. So,
yeah.
At any rate, or a double murder, actually. But go check them out if you're a patron. If you're not and you want to be, just go over to Patreon. You can go to truecrimesquad.com and all of our links are there, which is a lot easier. And you can just, from there, go ahead and find us over on Patreon, and you can become a patron if you'd like and get that extra content. So it's 2 extra episodes a month.
Yep.
And it just helps to support us, and we appreciate it immensely.
It certainly does. And we have a lot of fun with our Patreon episodes. I already have my Patreon for March planned.
Oh. Sometimes we do episodes over there that we don't feel like we can do on a wider stage.
Yeah.
For lots of reasons. Yeah. Cults, a lot of times we do cults over there so that we don't, make ourselves a target
those culty
of something.
people are scary as hell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. Indeed. All righty. Well, you guys take good care of yourselves. Thanks for being here. Thanks to all the chatters for joining us. And if you don't chat and you want to, we have a super fun chat. Our chatters are the best.
Yes, they are. You all are wonderful.
We do not have internet drama in our chat. We just don't.
We don't. No.
Which is amazing. And it's a credit to our chatters. They rock and they are super adult and don't act like assholes on the internet, which is refreshing. Now, we did get a troll here and there, and we just block them super speedy. And that's just people, so that's just what it is. But at any rate, come join our chat. It's fun.
Yes, it is.
And join our Discord as well. It's also a safe space. So
yes, it is. And
you can find that at truecrimesquad.com. Yeah. All right. That's it for real this time. So thanks for being here, guys. Take care and have a great night. This has been yet another production of the True Crime Squad.
Bye, everybody.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.